Welcome to Around the Track, the most exciting 15 minutes in wealth management by Dynasty Financial Partners and hosted by CEO Shirl Penney.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Around the Track, the most exciting 15 minutes in wealth management. I'm your host, Shirl Penney, founder and CEO of Dynasty Financial Partners. I'm super excited today to be joined by a dear friend and client, Brittany Anderson, who is a partner and president of Sweet Financial in Fairmont, Minnesota. Brittany, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Shirl. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, we got a lot to talk about. And the only rule we have on Around the Track is we have to make our way around that virtual track together in less than 15 minutes. I'm going to ask you 8 questions. Each one represents one of the 8 furlongs that makes up the mile around the track. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump in.
And they're off.
So the first question, get us out of the gate quick together. Tell us more about Brittany, yourself personally and professionally.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, I'm president and partner currently at Sweet Financial Partners out of the booming area of Southern Minnesota. Been in the industry just about 14 years now and started came in as client service, moved into operations, moved into a COO position, and now I'm running the firm, creating the vision for the company alongside 3 other partners. Most importantly, I'm a mama of 3 little ones, an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and married. And we live out on an acreage and really embracing that country life with a little bit of city girl in me still.
That is awesome. You got your hands full, both at home and at the office.
Amen. Amen. My 4th child's at the office, the founder.
Whoa, I don't know if we'll edit that out or not, but we'll play.
Leave it in.
We'll play right through there. Brian, I'm sorry about that in advance, my friend. So look, Sweet Financial Partners transitioned to full independence at the end of last year. Tell us a little bit about why you made that decision.
Yeah, we were looking for freedom and flexibility when it came to running our business the way that we wanted and really enhancing our dream architect process that we've worked so hard to develop over the years. So, we were to a point where we didn't want to be confined or constrained by specific technologies or, certain regulations that have to fall under the BD model where they're having to set rules for thousands of advisors versus really being able to be diligent in your own and make your own decisions for yourself. So, looking at opening the door to even more possibility for our clients, be it through, our investment decisions or just opportunities in general that we're putting in front of them, and then streamlining our operation behind the scenes.
Great. I appreciate that. One of the things that I find not just about our engagement, but just watching other videos that I've seen you do is you're very thoughtful in terms of how you think about the industry. I think you're really a student of the industry. So what I'd like to ask you is you kind of look out over the next, let's say 5 years, specific to our industry, whether it's financial services, wealth management, maybe a two-part question, if I can do a 2-for-1 here. What has you most excited? And then the flip side of that, maybe what are you a little more concerned about?
I think my answer to that really kind of hits both areas. Something that's really exciting to me is I think that as our industry as a whole has a massive opportunity going forward. If you look at kind of where the industry has shifted, we're no longer sitting in just basic, financial advice. Even wealth management, I think, is a loose term. We're now able to put resources and opportunities and possibility in front of our clients that's way beyond the wealth management. If you think about it, they're delegating a massive portion of their lives to us. And we have the opportunity to really help them build fulfillment, build opportunity, and hone in on what their definition of success is. So I think to go along with that, something that's a little bit scary in the industry too, is the advisors who aren't embracing that. Because I think there's going to be, which is great for some, not so much for others, but I think that the advisors who aren't embracing this truly holistic approach, partnering with great resource partners from all different avenues. Obviously you have your basic estate plan or insurance planning and opportunities for tax efficiencies and all of that stuff that's kind of boring. But there's opportunities to expand on health and longevity and wellness and purpose and really creating a fulfilled experience for the people that we're in front of. So the advisors that don't keep up with that, there's going to be a shift there to where the clients are going to realize that that opportunity is available elsewhere. So it's kind of a dual answer to what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And along those lines, I find that you and your partners are unapologetically just incredible client advocates, right? It's all about the client, and seeing that in the passion and in your response there. One of the other things that maybe the audience doesn't know is you're also an author. And you write about things that you're passionate about, which is helping your clients fulfill their dreams that maybe they didn't even think were possible around retirement. So you guys recently released a new book, Dream Architecture. Tell us about why you decided to write the book, and tell us about the book itself.
Yeah. So Brian and I, the founder, actually wrote a book together a handful of years ago. And we realized that there was a little bit of a flaw in it, where it went more into the process of what a client might experience, laying out what your goals are, laying out what your dreams are, backing into the wealth management component and some of the more technical things. We realized that there was a massive gap where if people don't have their mindset in the right place, it's really, really hard to create fulfillment and success for your future. So that's really what Dream Architecture is, the newest book. It brings money and mindset together, all centered around, putting the right people in your corner, having people that are truly advocates for you and your future. You talk about our passion for serving clients. That's what this is about. So putting the right people in your corner, feeding your brain with the positive stuff and not necessarily the mainstream media, which is what unfortunately is kind of shoved in front of people these days. So, really looking at how are you nurturing your mind, nurturing your future so that you can delegate the worry away, so that you can, put your hard-earned money into the hands of people that you trust and people who can truly advocate for you. So again, culmination of where money and mindset meet, and making sure that you focus on what you can control versus what is completely outside of your control.
Yeah, being able to write a book, publish a book, be able to be a little more creative in how you want to communicate, with your clients and prospect. We've had other advisors over the years. Part of why they have gone more independent is to have flexibility to write a book. So we're super excited. I'm halfway through the book myself, and I'm excited to finish it, and would definitely recommend it to any of the viewers here to pick yourself up a copy. One of the other things, Brittany, I know you're super passionate about is you lead the Women Forward initiative for Sweet Financial. So I want to ask you about that. Tell us a little bit about the initiative, and then more broadly, what can we do as an industry, not just to attract more women within financial services, but a more diverse talent base?
Yeah. When you think about serving women, and I know a lot of advisors talk about this, but there's really a shift that's happening. Women, when it comes to controlling money, controlling wealth, not just the checkbook, not just the checking and savings account, but really controlling the portfolio and making active decisions, there's more money going into the hands of women than ever before. So the thing that happens here is that women want to be served in a different capacity often than men do, or in a different capacity than what you might see. You have your traditional, retired couple where the man may make the decisions and you don't see the wife actively participating as much. So what we were really trying to do years ago when we first created this, a couple of the female advisors in our office put together some material, training, education, and decided, let's get women excited about money. Let's get them excited about building wealth and actually coming to the meetings and showing up and engaging and participating and making it feel like a collaborative educational environment versus one where they're being talked to or talked at. So that's really where our focus is in empowering and educating women when it comes to their finances. And one of the adages, when you think about really niching down, honing in on a specific demographic, be it women or anybody else, there's a mantra that I like to live by, and it's treat people the way that they want to be treated, not the way that you want to be treated. So it's kind of like a reversal of what we've learned in elementary school way back in the day, of really understanding, how do people want to be spoke to? What are their needs? What are their objectives? And really being able to put your agenda kind of on the back burner, knowing that you have value to add and knowing that you have a lot to bring to the table, but really understanding what's going on in their head, how are they making decisions, and then focusing on the 80-20 model, which for some advisors can be really, really tough, where you're letting them do 80% of the talking and you're doing 20, kind of taking that back seat, letting them take the lead so that you can actually meet them where they're at, fulfill their needs, and, create an opportunity to add massive value to the people that you serve.
Okay, I want to drill down a little bit deeper here, because I think as an industry, we're at a really important inflection point. And at a time when more and more Americans are in need of financial advice, whether it's going into retirement, as you described, or significant wealth creation that so many people have been blessed with, in our great country, that is paired with less and less advisors to serve the needs of the clients that need them. So whether it's transitioning in a career, from military, a career in teaching, whatever it is that someone might be doing, or a student that is coming out of college, more specifically, what advice would you give to women thinking about a profession in wealth management?
Well, first of all, we need even more talented women in this industry. I think that there's a couple things here. I think that sometimes the term financial advising or financial services can be a little bit off-putting when you're looking at a woman that's looking at changing careers, coming out of college fresh and deciding on what she wants to do. There are brilliant people out there that can take care of the technical aspect of our business. And really, if it boils, or you want to boil it down, the financial advising part can become a little bit of a commodity. So I think for a woman looking at this career, looking at this industry, this is about relationship management. This is about helping people create even better lives. I look at it as, we talk a lot about retirees or people at that point, but really it's transition management. It's helping people go from something to something else. And I'll tell you, when you look at being part of it, whether you decide you want to be front stage or backstage in this industry, whether you're client facing or you're making the magic happen behind the scenes, when you start seeing the impact that you have on people's lives, and you start to meet every different family member they have, and you're invited to their experiences, and they call you when their kid shoots the game-winning basket, those are the things that are so fulfilling that I think not enough women realize that that's what this industry is about.
Yeah, it's amazing, the ability to connect with clients and, as you say, make such a meaningful impact in someone's life. It really is a wonderful profession, and we all need to do our part in attracting more people to the industry. All right, we're in the home stretch now, so just two questions left. And look, there's probably a number of people watching this conversation that maybe are transitioning from advisor to CEO, right, or president or COO to a broader leadership role, maybe for the first time in their career. So let me ask you some practice management advice here. Question around practice management advice. What guidance would you give to somebody who's making that transition? How would you describe your leadership style? Maybe a piece of advice that you've received from a mentor over the years. What would you say to somebody who's making that move for the first time?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's not for the faint of heart. Leadership it's exciting. It's riveting. You can be innovative. You can be creative. It's about rallying people behind a cause. The big thing here, when I look at leadership and think about the advice that I've been given over the years, It's less about showing up and managing, because I think sometimes people see those words as synonymous, and I don't believe that they are. I think true leaders are able to help the people that you're leading get what they want and achieve what they want to achieve. And part of that's done through building a world-class culture where people are aligned and going towards the same shared vision, and they're realizing that their part actually makes a difference along the way. It's easier said than done. It is a work in progress. It's not something you can ever just set and forget. It's something you've got to work towards every single day. But man, when you start seeing people shine and lean into their strengths, Dan Sullivan, founder of Strategic Coach, an entrepreneurial program, he has this whole adage that you can have, two choices. You can have people work on enhancing their strengths, or you can have people work on enhancing their weaknesses. The problem with having people focusing on enhancing their weaknesses is all they're ever going to have are strong weaknesses. So we're big believers in having people lean into their strengths, lean into their capabilities. Let's make those gold so that you really shine. And again, it's all about serving the client, coming together and moving towards that common vision.
All right. So moving towards a vision, moving forward, that ties quite nicely to our last question. And this is a question I've asked every guest on Around the Track, right? You think about that big goal, right? That goal that seems like it's almost too much out there on the horizon to obtain. Within the racing industry, that's the Triple Crown. We're actually taping this right after the last leg of the Triple Crown just concluded, the Belmont Stakes, which was won by a good friend of the firm, Mike Rapoli, who was the co-namer actually of Dynasty. Mike was the founder of Vitamin Water and Body Armor. He actually just spoke at our last advisor summit, just an incredible entrepreneur and friend and kind of role model for me in a lot of ways. That being said, within the racing industry, whether it's the trainers, the jockeys, the owners, they're putting all of their effort towards trying to win one or multiple of these Triple Crown races. So look out there on the horizon for Brittany. What is your Triple Crown that you're running really hard towards over the next whatever time frame that you want to tell us about?
First off, I would say that we've definitely, going independent, we flipped the business on its head. So for us, there's a ton of exciting opportunity ahead. One thing that is definitely our Triple Crown that I'll share that Brian and I are working on together is really the build out of kind of a sister company. And it's taking even further this notion of bringing more to the industry, not only to the clients, but to advisors as a whole. So we're looking at its 5 pillars quickly. It's your wealth, it's your purpose, it's your health and longevity, it's your legacy, and it's experiences. And really bringing this all together in one kind of beautiful experience and being able to put this in front of high net worth people that are looking to create a life beyond their wealth. They know what it means to be successful. They know what it means to accumulate. And now it's time to hone in on the bigger things that really matter. So we will be introducing this actually in 2023. And I could talk much longer than 15 minutes on this topic because we're so excited on what it's going to do for the people that experience it.
Well, Brittany, not surprisingly, this was a lot of fun and an awesome conversation. So thank you so much for taking the virtual walk with me around the track. I really appreciated it.
Thanks, Shirl. I appreciate it.
And thank you to all of you for tuning in again for another edition of Around the Track.